customer grabbed my shoulder and screamed she was going to get me fired. But I'm deaf. Apparently, she'd been trying to get my attention for 5 minutes while I stocked shelves with my back turned. Her face was blood red and her eyes looked unhinged. I stepped back and pointed to the badge on my vest that read, "I'm deaf. Please tap my shoulder for assistance." In her mind, she'd been ignored for 5 minutes, so the badge had to be fake. She stared right at it and somehow got even more pissed off. I read her lips. "Oh, I see exactly what game you're playing." I tried to sign that I could help her now, but she rolled her eyes like I was proving her point. She laughed and I caught the word pathetic before she stormed off. I grabbed my cart and moved to the next aisle thinking it was over. I was putting coffee makers on the shelf when a bag of marshmallows hit my back. I turned around and she was standing there with her arms crossed, looking satisfied. I stared at her in disbelief and she raised her eyebrows like, "What are you going to do about it?" I turned back to my work and a box of tea bags hit my shoulder. Then another item. I spun around and she was grabbing things off the shelf and chucking them at me while filming on her phone. An older customer walked up to her and said something. She whipped around and told him to mind his own business. Then she got right in my face and started snapping her fingers next to my ear. When I didn't react, she moved behind me and clapped her hands together as loud as she could. I turned and signed that I was happy to help if she told me what she needed. She just mouthed words super dramatically, like I was stupid. Another customer tapped my shoulder and mouthed, "Get your manager!" So I started heading toward customer service. She followed me like she was on a mission. She grabbed another customer by the arm and pointed at me while saying something. The customer looked horrified and pulled away from her. By the time I reached the front, my manager was already running over. She immediately went off on him, pointing at me over and over while shoving her phone in his face to show him the video. My manager held his hands up and signed while speaking. "She's deaf." The woman's jaw dropped. "Are you serious right now? She's been ignoring me for 10 minutes, and now you're all in on this together?" My manager kept his face neutral. "She's actually deaf. Her badge explains how to get her attention." She crossed her arms. "She's not deaf. She's a faker. I want her fired." My manager shook his head. "I'm going to need you to leave the store." She planted her feet.